nominate Honorable Abbas.
I so second.
I rise to humbly accept the nomination.
Is hereby declared the winner and returned elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Is our nation. No one, no age, no other institution or personality will help us except we do it ourselves.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu solicits the support of the 10th National Assembly as Old National Anthem comes on stream.
You will know that what we have is setting a road path to a better society.
And lawmakers commemorate 25 years of unwavering democracy. A warm welcome to House Ticket, a weekly enlightenment program on the activities of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Dihelia Mamza. On this episode of the program, we shall bring you a report of the brief joint session of the House and Senate held to commemorate 25 years of unbroken and unwavering democracy of Nigeria, as well as the readoption of the national anthem, Nigeria, We Hail Thee. The event had in attendance the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, alongside the Vice President Kashim Shettima, top government dignitaries, former presiding officers and legislators, to mention a few. In the course of the program, we shall also bring you the engagement of the House Committee on Constitutional Review as it held a one-day national discourse on Nigeria's security challenges and good governance at the local government level. We also have the engagement of the House Committee on Shipping Services, Ports and Harbour, Maritime Safety, Education and Administration, even as stakeholders canvass support for the establishment of regulatory agency. All of this, as well as other activities of the lawmakers in the last 1 week, make up this episode of House Ticket. Please stay tuned for details coming up shortly.
The House will pay priority attention to participatory budgeting process and delivery, law reform, electoral reform, women's participation and inclusion in governance, among others.
Welcome back. On Wednesday, 29th May 2024, history was made as the national anthem, Nigeria, We Hail Thee, was sung for the first time following its readoption as the official national anthem for the country. The event, which had President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in attendance, follows the passage of the bill adopting the anthem by the House of Representatives and Senate, respectively, and subsequent assent by the President. As contained in the new act, the second stanza of the former national anthem, O God of Creation, shall henceforth be rendered as the national prayer at all state functions. In his remarks, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who happened to be a senator in the 3rd National Assembly, paid tribute to the Parliament.
This institution, the hallowed chamber, represents our consciousness for freedom and sense of belonging. You rang out the latest national anthem. Nigeria, we hail thee. See, this is our diversity, representing all characters and how we blend together to be brothers and sisters. Without this house, probably I may not find a path to the presidency. I started all there. And that is why I'm giving that respect this morning to you.
The president further appealed to the National Assembly, invoking a sense of nationalism.
Please, continue to collaborate, work together, build our country. We have no other choice. It is our nation. No one, no age, no other institution or personality will help us except we do it ourselves. No amount of aid that may be coming from foreign countries or any other nation. They take care of themselves first. Let us work together, as we are doing, to build our nation, not only for us, but for generations yet unborn.
Earlier on, while declaring the occasion open, President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Obot Akpabio, stated that the event was a significant chapter in the nation's history and that the revival of the old national anthem symbolizes the enduring commitment to national identity and heritage, adding that the anthem, with its profound lyrics and stirring melody, will continue to inspire and unite Nigerians across generations.
Of all the significant things you have done, I think one of the most profound is to take us back to our genealogy, the genealogy of our birth. That though we may belong to different tribes, though we may have different tongues, in brotherhood we all stand. Henceforth, we will not refer to ourselves as just mere compatriots, we will refer to ourselves as brothers. And as we go forth in battle, whether on the field of sports, in the field of politics, in economic endeavors, we must help Nigeria. And so we are all saying today, Mr. President, Nigeria, we help thee.
On his part, Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, in his vote of thanks, said the event is a testament to the shared values and aspirations as a nation, while noting that Nigeria, we hail thee, represents the unity, strength and determination to build a better future, as well as a reminder of the collective responsibility to uphold the ideals of the nation.
The National Assembly is very, very thankful for the partnership that has existed within the last 1 year between you and us here. It has been a partnership that has been mutually beneficial to all of us. It is a win-win, and that is how democracy is supposed to be played. We want to thank you for finding time to come here in spite of your tight schedules, and to assure you as well that the National Assembly will always be supportive of your noble objectives. We will always be there to support you, to partner with you, and to collaborate with you. We want to thank you for bringing back our national anthem, the one that we grew up with. I'm talking about those of us who are above 50. And for the young ones, I'm sure by the time you sit down, read it line by line, word by word, you will see why it is very, very important for Nigeria to revisit its former national anthem.
The brief joint sitting of the House and Senate was marked by a sense of patriotism and renewed hope as former presiding officers, legislators and dignitaries joined in the historic rendition of the anthem. An event that not only commemorates the past, but also sets the tone for a united and progressive Nigeria. The national anthem, Nigeria, We Hail Thee, was first adopted as a national symbol on October 1st, 1960, Nigeria's Independence Day. It was then in use until its replacement by the Arise, O Compatriot anthem at the National Independence Day celebration on October 1st, 1978. Meanwhile, the House earlier on the same day commemorated 25 years of unwavering democracy and unbroken legislations. These they did by allowing lawmakers to speak on the journey so far.
If you think the democracy is not perfect, it is not the one you were dreaming about, it is not what we expect to be, get a taste of authoritarianism, dictatorship, and fascism, and you will know that what we have is setting a road path to a better society.
We still have a long way to go. There are several things that we have left unfulfilled. There are several areas that we need to fill the gap, and I believe that as a house of the people, this is a period for us to sit back, reminiscence where we are coming from, where we are today, and where we ought to be.
I want to say, Your Excellency, my respected colleagues, without fear of any contradiction, that we have done quite good in the delivery of the good and the expectations of the people of this country.
I want to congratulate all Nigerians that we are celebrating 25 years of unbroken democracy. I think the doors to wealth, prosperity, is quite very large, and we have benefited and we are benefiting.
Without democracy, there's no way. Somebody from like me from Kogi State, will be representing the capital of the most advanced state in this country. That is democracy.
Female lawmakers also lent their voices to eulogizing Nigeria, Nigerians, and democracy.
How much of this democracy, unbroken democracy that we are celebrating today, how has it translated to, unbroken food security? How has it transferred and transformed into unbroken security in the nation? How has it transformed into unbroken access to education, access to health care?
We should all be proud that in these 25 years of democracy in Nigeria, there has never been a scenario where women or other factions in the society has been differentiated from voting.
We want political party reforms as we celebrate this democracy. We want a situation where the electoral body of this nation will reject single gender lists from our political parties, where lists are submitted for houses of assembly and they are all men, where lists are submitted for houses of representatives and they are all men, where lists are submitted for councillors at the local government level and they are all men. This is undemocratic.
High point of the event that day was the commissioning of the National Assembly Library and Resource Center by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which was named Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu Building.
To unveil the National Assembly Library and Resource Center. There's a round of applause for His Excellency.
You're still onto the program House Ticket, your weekly companion that keeps you up to speed on the activities of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Up ahead are reports from the committee rooms, starting with the House Committee on the Review of the Constitution, as well as the House Committee on Shippers Council. Keep watching.
President Bola Tinubu has emphasized that good governance across all tiers of government is crucial for fostering development and reducing conflict. President Tinubu made this known at a one-day national discourse on Nigeria's security challenges and good governance at the local government level, which held at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja on Monday, 27th May 2023. Represented by the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, the President, while expressing his concern over the deteriorating state of the nation's local government system, the President attributed it to developmental setbacks and the inability to effectively address prevailing national security threats.
The scourge of insurgency, terrorism, banditry, and other forms of criminality have inflicted untold suffering on our people and undermine our collective peace and prosperity. It is imperative that we confront those challenges head-on if we are to move forward in our journey towards development. While various measures have been proposed and implemented, it is evident that ensuring the security of our people and nation is a collective responsibility that requires the active participation of government at all levels, as well as the active collaborations of citizens.
Earlier on, Speaker Abbas Tajuddin, who was represented by his deputy, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, called on governors of the 36 states to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's quest to grant full financial autonomy to the local government areas.
Currently, more than half of the 774 local governments operate under caretaker committees, violating constitutional mandate for democratic management. These issues, among others, have weakened local governance and allowed insecurity to thrive. In fact, many have argued that the myriad challenges facing Nigeria today, including widespread insecurity, are linked to the non-existence or weakness of governance at the local government level. Addressing these challenges is crucial for fostering good governance and strengthening national security.
Also speaking at the event was the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi. He noted that one of the major challenges of Nigeria's federalism is the persistent failure to grant autonomy to local government as the third tier of government, while calling for the scrapping of state independent electoral commissions.
Local government chairmen are always imposed on the people by the state governors. There is no debate about this. We are all living witnesses to what is happening at the state level. This erodes the three elements of good governance at the local government level, which are citizens' participation, transparency, and accountability. The imposed chairman will be accountable only to his appointer, that is the governor, rather than the people. This results in lack of transparency and non-involvement of citizens.
Goodwill messages were delivered.
There's no doubt local government is the nearest institution to the people. But before we understand the real issues, we need to know the functions of the local governments and what obtains at the moment. We need to understand the structure of the local government. We need also to understand the institutions that are stakeholders in the governance of local government.
The Office of the National Security Advisor has initiated periodic engagements with state governors and other key stakeholders. This is to ensure a proactive and coordinated approach to containing the myriad of security challenges and building a resilient society capable of withstanding and recovering from the security threats bedeviling the nation.
In another development, the House Committee on Shipping Services, Port and Harbour, Maritime Safety, Education and Administration held a public hearing on the Shipping Council's repeal and enactment of the Shippers Council and Economic Regulatory Bill. This was on Monday, 27th May 2024. In his remarks, Speaker Abbas Tajuddin stated that the move to establish the regulatory agency was geared toward economic growth, development and diversification, as well as strengthening the new ministry. Speaker Abbas, who was represented by Representative Sada Soli Jibia, noted that the reenactment seeks to ensure that the proposed agency establishes an economic regulatory framework for effective and efficient regulation of commercial and related activities, as well as creating an enabling environment for private sector participation in the provision and operation of regulated services in Nigeria.
The Nigerian Shippers Council has evolved significantly from its original role as a protector of shippers' interests. It has now become the economic regulator of the entire Nigerian port system, a responsibility that extends beyond the Nigerian Port Authority to include all stakeholders within the port ecosystem. This comprehensive oversight covers the regulation and control of tariffs, rates, charges, and other economic services associated with ports operations. To effectively fulfill its expanded mandate as the port economic regulator, it's imperative, therefore, that the necessary legislative bill is passed.
The Speaker, alongside other stakeholders, lauded the regulatory agency, noting that the bill, when passed into law, will ensure the protection of rights, competitiveness, and enhance ease of doing business at the ports. Earlier in his remarks, Chairman of the committee, Representative Abdul Samad Dasuki, assured that the legislative framework that will allow the bill become an act will be provided, adding that the Shipping Line Association of Nigeria also agreed to the establishment of the agency, as it would improve efficiency and lower costs. He stated the purpose of the public hearing.
To this public hearing that seeks to create or to bring a law that is repealing the Shippers Council executive order, which was done by the then President, Goodluck Jonathan, in 2014, exactly 10 years ago. By the grace of God, the Honorable Speaker himself took charge of this all-important bill to make that executive order or those regulations turn into law. And here we are taking one of the requirements of the Constitution in terms of making laws.
Similarly, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Gboyega Oyetola, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Oloruntola Olufemi, while conversing for the need to establish the regulatory agency, stated that it will improve the nation's economy.
The ministry is in the process of collating its position on this act and will submit in due course accordingly. We encourage every member here present and stakeholders to present genuinely their interests with a view to helping the House to take the best decision in the interest of our great nation and the sector.
Stakeholders also made their position on the bill known.
We've got to make sure that we are more efficient, and to that extent, we welcome this regulatory agency that will be created to make things more efficient for all of us.
This bill, when passed into law, will also promote the efficiency in the provision of shipping and port services, enhance ease of doing business in Nigeria, minimize the high cost of doing business at the ports, and prevent its inflammatory effects on the Nigerian economy.
We have already reviewed the bill, and we believe largely it conforms with what stands today here, and we believe that if it is given expedited hearing and passage as soon as possible, we believe it will serve the Nigerian economy.
All the economic sectors have regulators with the exception of the shipping services. So I think this is one more reason why we even have to double our efforts to make sure that this bill sees the light of the day at the shortest possible time by God's grace.
This is where we end the program. We urge you to follow our social media handles showing on your screen to direct your observation, comments and questions, and even watch our previous programs. Let us meet again on this station for more activities of our elected representatives at the Green Chamber of the National Assembly. See you next time.